I got to tell you guys, I love you like family, but that was weak. How we doing?
Good.
Good. All right. Everybody ready for Christmas?
Yes.
Yeah? Are you? Seriously, are you? So? Yeah. It's a big day. I mean, all of a sudden you realize it's next week, right? Just so you know, next Sunday, there's one service, and it will be at 10:30. One service, 10:30 next Sunday. Okay? So, even though it is Christmas, there will be a service. Okay? So what are we talking about? Well, like I said, some of you maybe some of you were raised or grew up with a theology or something that is now being challenged. I know people grow up and think, I have a good friend, and he's in Japan right now. He's 60-something years old. Great guy, loved to death. Veteran. And he believes wholeheartedly that we pick Jesus. That it's our choice. And I know many people have grown up with that belief. I'm not sure why, and I'm not sure where that comes from. I don't know where you could easily find that in Scripture. You may be able to bend some things and try to get to there, but I don't know that there is some place in Scripture where it specifically says, I choose Jesus. However, what we're going through in chapter 9 of the book of Romans is there's a lot in there that says he picks you. There's a lot in there that says you don't have a say. Now, last week we went over a couple of scenarios, remember, in the Old Testament where it showed that very thing, that the Lord chose. The Lord did all the picking. We didn't pick anything. We didn't have anything to pick. It was already done for us. And a couple of examples that he used, one of them, if you recall, was Jacob and Esau. And he did that because he chose them in the womb as twins, right? They were twins. So he said the older will serve the younger. So that was prophetic, right? Does that happen? But then also the big thing is that a lot of people struggle with unconditional election because of sin. But what he did in that example was show that he selected the twins and who was going to be elected and who was not. He says later, Jacob I loved and Esau I hated. Imagine if the Lord put you out by name that he hated. Imagine that. Well, that's what Esau had to deal with. So, the whole point of doing it that way was to show that it wasn't by works. There was nothing that the twins had in the first place. If we were better than we could be, we could improve. So what he's doing here is by pointing out that there's nothing that they can do. He's circumventing the question that is going to be asked. Right? Because initially, he could have chosen Abraham because of the works that he was doing, being obedient. Right? Those are things that so the Lord could have blessed him